Hi everyone, it's Natalie here, and today I'm going to be talking about the 3 things that you need to actually grow your business and see rapid progress. So if you're feeling stuck right now, and even though you do know some of the things you should be doing right in your business, but you're just not getting that momentum that you want, these 3 things could be the reason why, okay? Something I self-identified for myself when I was personally stuck at a certain income level and I wasn't sure why I kept, feeling stuck at, it was previously like $12,000 per month that I felt stuck at. And once I made these 3 shifts, I was able to make a lot of progress, and I noticed that I started, instead of plateauing, actually taking off again. Okay? I want you to stick around to the end of this video because I'm also going to be making a very exciting announcement about an exclusive live training that I'm holding this month. So if that's something you want to hear more about, stick around to the end of the video for that full announcement. Before we get into this video today, I am excited to announce that the free one-to-one consult with me about the Grow Your Impact program is open right now. There's a couple spots that have opened up, so if that's something that you're interested in, stick around to the end of the video and I'll give you more details about that as well. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started today with today's topic, right? So one thing I noticed with myself when I was growing my business initially is that I would have some success, meaning like this is the start point here, meaning everything would go really good, and start point meaning like I'm making 0. That's how much I was making there. And then I get here and I'm making like 4,000 per month, okay? And it was kind of exciting and I plateaued off a little bit. And then I started to get up here and it was like, oh wow, I'm making 6,000 per month. I'm killing it. At least that's how I felt at the time because I just started everything up. I didn't make that much previously in my job prior, so this was huge for me. And then what happened is when I got here, I dropped back down to 4,000 again. And I was like, oh, well, it's okay. I just started, right? That's okay. But then I went up here and I hit 10,000 per month. And I thought that I had figured out life at that point. I thought I knew everything. But it was literally right after that I dropped back down to 4,000 per month again. And I was really, really confused because I wanted to go like this in my business, right? And have kind of this exponential growth here. And instead, I wasn't having exponential growth. I was isolating, right? Having like one of those sine cosine graphs here, right? And so this was kind of a problem because, now here I was at 4,000 again when I just made 10,000, and after the 4,000 month, I went back to 6,000, then I went down to 4,000, then I went back up to 10,000. And it was horrible. That's not what I wanted to do. So these are the 3 things that now when I've reflected back on it, that I changed. And it's how now I actually make a lot of progress in my business. Now I'm having steady growth rather than just, getting a point and just plateauing there and feeling like I was stuck, right? So if you're one of these people where either you isolate in your income or maybe you're kind of like at ground level and you don't know why you can't get off the ground, okay? Then this is for you. These are the 3 things you need. So the first thing that you need is to get crazy consistent. And what I mean by that is in all aspects of your life. So business and your actual personal life, what you do, when you wake up in the morning. I started implementing all kinds of consistency in my life. And I truly, truly went all out on this. Meaning, I started doing things like rituals, meaning having a morning routine, having a work startup routine, having a work shutdown routine, having an evening routine. And I stuck to that every single day. Okay, I got really, really, really consistent. And so instead of, isolating, now with the consistency, I'm able to do this more, okay? And it's not just, it's with business and your personal life. So with business, that means, I know a lot of people, they say, oh, I'm going to start posting every day on social media, right? Or I'm going to start sending emails to my list. And then they do it for a couple weeks and then they drop off. and they stop, right? And then they're like, oh shoot, my income went down. But because we don't really look at short-term versus long-term consequences, we don't always immediately recognize it, okay? And there was a reason why I was having clients drop off and that my income was going down. And so when I fixed this and I got super consistent in my business, okay, super consistent with everything I did, super consistent in my life, that was a huge, huge marker of where I started to change, because you have to get consistent to see a lot of progress in your business. You know, what I want you to think about is your life is like this unless you make your life like this. So when you align your life and you align your business in this pattern, this is how we can get 1% better every single day, rather than you know, being like, oh, I got like 30% better, then you drop down, oh, I didn't do any of it, right? And that's kind of a bad habit, and you have to get out of that, and you have to get yourself in some deep, deep consistency here. The second thing that you need to do is you need to be the person that makes X amount that you want to make per month before you hit that amount, okay? So this is kind of an inside to out approach. A lot of us think that we set our goals, then we set up processes to achieve those goals. And then we become the person that makes, you know, 6 figures a year, whatever you're shooting for, right? But that's not the case. That's not the case. That's not how it works. It's actually the reverse. And this is something that I talk about in one of my YouTube videos I'm going to link down below, called Why Your Income and Motivation Fluctuates, right? And it's because a lot of us, you know, try to set up processes when we're not the person that makes, you know, whatever you're trying to make per month first. And I found that every time I want to level up my income, I have to start acting like that person that makes, you know, whatever I'm trying to make that month per month beforehand. I have to start acting like them beforehand. So you have to first embrace this identity, then you figure out the processes to get there, then you'll reach your goal. And this is the correct order of how that works. And so what I really want you to think about here is how does the person that makes 6 figures a year act? And I want you to get really, really, really clear on a portrait of what that person is like. So get clear on a portrait of what that person is like, right, as your first step. And then the second step is to see where you're lacking. And then the third step is to implement, right? Think of how that person would act, right? And think of how you're going to implement that this month. Because for me, right, every single time that I'm thinking to myself, oh, I want to hit this per month, and I get stuck on something, or I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that thing, or I'm too tired to do this, or do I really have to do that? You know, what if I just missed one day, or maybe if I just hit the snooze button 10 minutes, that's okay, right? When I have all these things floating into my head, I think to myself, would that person who makes whatever I've set as my goal per month act that way? Would they do that? And if no, then you got to straighten up. You got to step up. You got to act like that person. And it's going to feel challenging. It's going to feel hard. But you have to do that in order to actually reach the goal, because this is the correct way of how this happens. The third thing that you need to do is actually start using the process of analysis and stop just following the crowd. Because if you're always following the crowd, you're not thinking for yourself. And that's a real problem. And people who are at the income level you want to make probably think more for themselves than they just, let someone think for them. Okay? So you got to use your brain, all right, here, and start actually thinking of different ways that you can make the machine more efficient. I remember, because I did a little bit of reflection on what I was doing one month, and when you do the math, because here's the thing, math doesn't lie, right? And so I did the math, and I was like, well, according to my numbers, based on how many people I normally bring in every month, I'm not going to reach that goal if I just do the same thing. No kidding, right? So I have to make it more efficient. If you want to hit something, you got to make it more efficient. Best way to do that is look at what's working, what's not working, really reflect upon this, and then just test stuff, right? You have to realize that some of your tests will fail. Some of them will be flops. You know, that's just inevitable. You're not going to have a genius idea every single day, okay? But some of them will be amazing. And so even if you're doing something right now that's currently working, but you want it to work better, you need to test something to figure out how to make it actually work better, right? But that skill does come with time, right? I want you to think about it this way as, you know, like let's think of an artist, okay? An artist, usually how you become an artist is you learn the basics first, right? You learn all the fundamentals, let's say they're a visual artist, of painting, and you study the masters, and then you try to repeat what the masters did. But to become a true artist and to become a genius at art, you have to surpass that level and make it your own. Right? And this does come with time, and this isn't going to happen absolutely immediately, right? Depending on where you are. But it is the way that you will start to see things work even better, okay? And you'll start to develop that kind of artist, creative persona, right? Or maybe you're not an artist. Maybe you call yourself a scientist. Who knows? Anyway, those are the 3 things that really, really help me. And whenever I notice that I'm kind of lagging in an area, I always reflect upon these 3 things. So they're really, really, really amazing, okay? As long as you apply them to your life. Anyway, I hope this video helps. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell below, right? Maybe share it with a couple of your friends that you think would really benefit out of this as well. And feel free to let me know what you want me to talk about next. Is there something you're struggling on? I want to know, okay? I want to make a video on that. Just let me know what it is, okay? Now, for the announcements. First announcement is that the free one-to-one consult with me, I have a couple spots that have opened up. So this is for the people that are really looking to stop trying to figure out what they should do, right? It's for people that have been trying to put all the puzzle pieces. That's a puzzle piece, okay? My drawing is not amazing. As you can tell, I'm not a visual artist. So they've been trying to put the puzzle pieces together themselves, but it's gotten really frustrating, and they want to instead compress the amount of time they spend on their business and be able to make a lot more progress learning from someone who knows how to put the puzzle pieces together and get to 6 figures a year. So if that's you, be sure to click the link below in the description and set up a call to speak with me, and I would be super excited to meet you and hear more about what you want to do with your business, okay? Second announcement is that I'm going to be hosting another live webinar this month. My webinar the past month was so popular that I decided I'm going to do it again. This live webinar is going to be about getting clients from social media. So if you're a person where, you know, you get kind of frustrated because it seems like you get some engagement on social media, you get some likes, maybe you get some comments, but then when it comes to actually getting clients on a consistent basis from social media, it's kind of lacking. So I'm going to be doing a live webinar on that this month, and I hope to see you there. All right, I'll see you in the next video.